Hey, it's Mr. Native Survival. There's a few concepts that I employ with friction sets. Let's have a little talk. Alright, so the first concept that I use with friction sets is that I carry two. Now, reason of that is that once your kit runs out, right? Once your kit runs out, you need to be able to make a whole new kit and make a fire before you're unable to make fire again. And that's a real problem. This kit still has at least 2 more holes, right? But when I made this kit, they're both made out of birch. Okay, same piece. When I make kits, basically what I do is I like to find dead standing things, whether it be, you know, birch, dead standing birch sapling, or pine. Pine is amazing. I really like using eastern white pine dead standing. That's probably my favorite thing to use. But basically, I just bang out a quick kit, you know, try it out, and if it makes me an ember, right, I make the fire, if I'm going to make one, whatever the case is. But then I cut out a second piece, and I can fill all this one up all over again. And I burn it in and make sure it works. I make an ember out of it. Okay. So whenever I make a bow drill kit, and this is with all friction sets. This can be hand drill as well. All right. Whenever I make a friction set, okay, I make one that's successful. I pick up the same piece of wood that I just made the first one out of, and I make a second. I go through the same process, burning it out, making an ember, notched everything ready to go. Makes an ember, it makes a fire. Now I'm good to go. Now I have this for when this starts getting low or completely runs out. Okay? So by doing that, I always ensure that I have, you know, one full kit that's untouched, that I know is successful. It's not just a hearth and I'm pretty sure it's gonna work, it's from the same piece of wood, yada yada. No, I know it works. I already made fire with it once. See what I'm saying? I already made fire with it once. So again, real quick, very easy concept. If you make a kit and the piece of wood that you use is successful, just go pick up that same piece of wood and bang out another kit. Now you get 2. Now you only use one. Only use one. Okay? You know this one works. That's good. Beautiful. That's insurance. That's, you know, you can relax. It's weight off your shoulders. It's one less thing you have to worry about. You know it works, right? So you keep them together in your rucksack, and obviously you know which spindle goes with which and all that stuff, right? And it's very simple, you know. You just take the kit, put it off to the side, and you keep using the same kit over and over and over until this one's used up. Now once this one gets used up, you're going to start using this one, right? The moment that happens, go find another kit. Go make another kit, because you have all these embers before you have to find another piece of wood that can make a successful kit. Okay? Because sometimes it doesn't work the first time. Or sometimes it will take 6 hours. Other times it works the first time. It takes you a half hour to carve it, and within 40 minutes of choosing the dead standing tree, you have an ember in your tinder bundle, blowing it to flame. You know, it can be a half hour or it can be hours. All right. So that's the first concept. All right. 2 kits, make them at the same time. You burn them both in, make an ember out of each, so you know that they both work. When one is finished, all you got to do is drop back to the second one. You have that whole kit to use up before you can find another source of bow drill wood that will work for you. Alright, so hand drill kits. Okay, same deal. I carry 2, right? So when one runs out, I got plenty of room. I can just bang out more embers. But it gives me that extra time to find more wood that will work before, you know, the clock has run out and I need to make a kit now. or I'm going to be cold tonight, or not be able to boil my water today, or whatever the case is. Now, there's another concept with hand drill kits I want to talk about real quick. You might notice that this side is pretty much filled up. Okay. Now, to stop this this kit from getting landlocked, all I do is I take my knife and I just cut right behind. So now the edge of my wood, you know, will look like, say, it'll end here. So all this is gone, and now my kit's just a little bit thinner, and then I can just go about my business and make more embers. So with hand drill, it's a little different. You know, you can't do this with bow drill, but with hand drill, because it's so small, you know, normally you would just do, say, all here, and then you would do all here, and then your kit's done. You know, you can't fit anymore. Well, there's a whole bunch in the middle you can put in. So instead, so they're not landlocked, my embers aren't landlocked, I can't get to more material, I just cut this right off. And that opens up a whole fresh edge to bang out all those embers again. You know, I can usually get 2 embers out of each hole, so there's a lot of fires in here, and I have 2 of them, right? Came from the same piece of wood. Okay, so your clock runs out and you need to go find more friction suitable woods to make sets to make fire, right? Well, here's a third concept that I use on friction sets. Okay, this is my handhold for my bow drill, right? Handholds aren't really material dependent. They can be made out of anything, right? They don't create the friction, so they're pretty irrelevant. Bows and handholds are completely irrelevant in the equation. The spindles and the hearths are what, you know, makes the fire. However, if I find some wood that does work, I make all my pieces out of my kit out of it. Like this handhold. This handhold is the same piece of pine that made these hand drill kits. The exact same piece. See that? So what does that mean? Well, that means when I run out of this, I have an emergency with me. Emergency 2 hand drill kits with me at all times. And it's multi-purpose because it's my handhold for my bow drill. Then all I gotta do is take my knife, split it right down the middle, and I can get 2 kits out of it, just like this. See that? And there's actually still a little bit extra right here. So, I mean, just like that, you can see that there's 2 hand drill kits in there. All I got to do is split it right down the middle and clean it up. You know, split it down the middle, clean up the edges, and this is basically what I'm looking at. Right? So that's a third concept that I use with friction sets. Alright, now let me show you my bow drill kit. I just banged one out yesterday, even though I didn't need it. I already have 2 in my ruck all the time. I banged one out just for practice. You know, it's been maybe 3 weeks since I made a bow drill kit, and I don't like to go too long before I make kits. I just like to make kits a lot. But I'm going to show you my kit that I made yesterday. I was hanging out with my family, and we're just at my dad's house, hanging out by the pool, and you know, my daughter was swimming and all that, right? Hanging out with the family. And I don't know, I just felt like making a kit. So I made this pine kit, dead standing pine. I posted the pictures. I didn't have my camera with me. I posted the pictures from my phone onto the Native Survival Facebook. Go ahead and check that out. Love the way it smells. There's a ton of embers I can get out of here. I got one out, and as you can see, it's just short of halfway. So I can get 2 embers out of each hole. You know, I mean, I can fit 2 more on this side, and you know, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8 probably on the other side. You know, that's like 20 embers. It's pretty awesome. But what I want to talk about is what I was just mentioning about all my pieces being made out of bow drill wood, or excuse me, or friction wood. This is my handhold that I made. Okay, that was my handhold. This is made out of the same thing the kit's made out of. So if I use this as my new handhold and I throw this in my ruck and I start running out of bow drill kits, I need to make a new one. Well, if I had to, I could just repurpose this handhold into a hearth or a spindle, you know. Boom, there's my spindle, you know, or my hearth. So I can replace one of these with the same wood this is made out of. I know it's good stuff. Right there. Second thing is the bow. Here's my bow I used. Exact same thing. It was a dead standing pine. I made the whole kit, that same sapling that makes the successful wood. My bow is made out of it. Well, it's not too hard to see that there's definitely no spindle in there, and plenty of room for another hearth. So I can make a whole new kit with just my bow. I can get bows anywhere. I can pick up junk, you know, it doesn't matter. I can just pick up any wood that of any type, you know, and tie a string to it. As long as it's about this long, it doesn't matter. It can be straight, it can be curved, who cares? It can be dead, it can be alive, it's irrelevant. You know, bow and handholds are completely irrelevant, you know? They're nothing, you know, they're what you pick up on the way out, and you know, you keep this in your ruck. But the thing is that if you decide to carry a handhold and a bow, carried out of the same material that made your kit, and guess what? When your clock runs out on your kits, oh man, I need to make another kit. You know, I was really procrastinating. I went through both kits. I should have made another one. Oh man, oh. That's okay. I know this stuff's bomber. Okay, I'll just whip up a quick kit, get a new bow, rocking and rolling, right? Okay, so it's 3 concepts. Pretty simple, you know, just carry 2 kits. That way it gives you a longer amount of time, another kit to fall back on. So your clock is longer before you have to make another kit. And second is, don't get landlocked on hand drills. You know, you just carve off the edge, give yourself a fresh edge to make embers off of. And the last concept is make your insignificant pieces of your bow drill kit out of the bow drill wood. So that way you can repurpose your bow or your bearing block, your handhold, to be more parts, another hearth board or another spindle and hearth board, whatever the case is, so you can make new kits out of what you already have on you. Alright? Well, it's been Mitch, Native Survival. Appreciate your views, comments, and support. See you in the next one. Take care.